What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tonyd2wild checking in once again, back with the break of the day, guys. And today we got something in very special in the building. Now, we got a lot of copper in the building, like literally a lot of copper. With that said, though, I wanted to show you guys something that I picked up recently. I was a little late to the party on this one, but this is one we've been waiting on since 2017, since its last release, and initially releasing back in 2010. This one is pretty big, coming later on in December. Without further ado, let's get straight into it, man. Let's get it. First things first, guys, I had to go ahead and get my hands on these, and I'm happy for it. The KD4 Christmas. The KD4, alongside with the shoe we're going to talk about a little bit later, in my opinion, has had one of the great releases of the year as far as colorways goes, even though majority of the colorways are that of the old school colorways that released back in 2011. Now, the KD Christmas released, as stated before, in 2011 during KD and the OKC Thunder and the Orlando Magic was the game at that time. And of course, this is the Christmas joint. This is another iconic colorway. Of course, it's in a copper-like colorway, but it's been a very special colorway for a lot of the KD4 enthusiasts out there like myself. And this year in particular, if you're a KD4 fan, you couldn't really ask for more. I mean, we literally have gotten all of the best of the best
in America over here. The best of the best of the best, sir.
But at the same time, the KD4, the colorways of that model, it was like almost like a Future album or a Future mixtape, like 56 Nights, right? Where just every single song hit. That's how the KD4 colorways work, and we pretty much got them all. Weatherman, All-Star, Nerf, Aunt Pearl, the Christmas. We're missing scoring titles. We did get a Year of the Dragon, but in the wooden version. That's cool. I would have liked the water, but it is the Year of the Wood, so it makes sense for them doing that. But you really just, you'd have to just really just be ecstatic for everything that's have dropped for the KD4. Now, the copper, of course, is to celebrate Christmas. You know, a lot of copper is involved in Christmas as that color, but these also feature a secondary set of laces, which are red. And that red was utilized a lot, especially back when these dropped, to give it that pop and that flair and show a little bit more of that Christmas spirit. And these were definitely, at the time, one of the big time bangers. And during this time, which was in 2011, you had a phenomenal Christmas shoe list in general. KD4 Christmas, of course. You had the Kobe 8, which was the Christmas, but also like the purple cheetah print, the Supreme System, the overall high top ankle support strap that featured on those Kobe 7s at the time, which I'm looking forward to when they release those and bring those back as well. No shots at UKD4, but dope. Just gotta mention those were extremely dope as well. Some people called him the Joker. Some people called him all sorts of different names, but the particular one, of course, is it being a Christmas colorway. And then also you had LeBron 9 with his Christmas colorway, which was more in the spirit than all the others, in my opinion, which is extremely nice red and green overall LeBron 9, which I'm kind of curious to why they didn't drop that. They dropped the Big Bangs. They dropped a lot of LeBron 9s already, but we didn't get that one. I don't know, but that's just Nike's decision. With that said, though, this was a phenomenal shoe at the time, and they seem to bring it back in its full shape and form, and featuring that is also what is featured on the insole. I'll throw up a picture so you can see how the insole, but it has like that gingerbread Christmas cookies featured on the insoles here, and also stated with the additional set of laces. These already released on November 20th. The retail was $130, and I had to go ahead and just grab these because this was something that I needed to add to the list. As you can see, we got All-Star, we got the Nerfs, missed out on the Weathermans, all good. Missed out on the Aunt Pearls, which I might need to find a way. I will find a way, but this is another one that I needed to be added. Copper, nickel, I would say it's more of a copper, right? Metallic copper / black, size 8.5, Nike Zoom KD4. Now, with that said, as we stated before, we have a lot of copper in the building, right? This is another classic in a metallic copper. Metallic copper. This one, though, is releasing on December 4th for $230, and that is the Foamposite copper. Woo! Check it out. We got them coppers on deck, man. Got them coppers on deck. But yes, I gotta say, KD4 phenomenal year, right? But can we just talk about the fact that the Foamposite has came back to life? Y'all gonna sit here and probably say it never died. I get it. I would love to say that as well, but we gotta be honest to the fact that maybe it didn't die, but They weren't that many pairs releasing. There were not a lot at all pairs of foams releasing for the past couple of years. The foams were quiet. And one reason is because people just didn't have the money to spend on it, and still think that's kind of the case now. But with that said, we did see a lot happen with the foam this year, from the Royals, the Metallic Reds, the Tekken release that did phenomenal. We also had, what else were we thinking about? Eggplants that released the previous year. I think the Red Metallics released the previous year. The Anthracite or Triple Black. The past 2 years has been back-to-back bangers when it comes to the Foamposite release, and I think that Nike gets that. If you want to make people like the foams, you got to bring out those out the vault. They got to come out. You can't just keep holding on to them. You got to let people eat. We did get some new colorways like that. Was it a Dream of Tomorrow, which was in the white and then the black version. We also had that, was it a Sand Drift that we also got a clog posit on, which is cool as well, but we need the pearls. Also, I forgot to mention, I think this was, maybe this was earlier this year. The releases are blending into my brain, forgive me. But as far as that I got out of the recent this year and previous year, Red Metallics, I got those. Eggplants, classic. Eggplants, I don't know, where my Royals at? I guess my Royals is downstairs. Royals, the Royals and the Eggplants, that's like the Royal Jordan 1 and the bread, right? Like that's just, those are like, it's up there. It's like the iconic colorways of the Foamposite, right? But with that said, we do have now, of course, a copper. And these originally released in 2010, and the last time that they retroed was in 2017. So it's been about 7 years now since we last seen this one. And it's definitely a classic and a very popular one as well. Foams, I just hope we get Dr. Dooms, Cough Drops. Like, there's so many colorways. Nicks, like I feel like I've mastered the Jordan classics. There's some classics I'm still trying to go grab and get. I get it, but I still got a couple on my mind that I got to get. Well, yeah, get there, but there's still a lot of foams that I ain't even touched yet. Like, I'm a novice, I'm a beginner, so like that hunt and that grind that was for the Jordans, it's going in on the foams right now, honestly. These will be available in adult sizes as well as in GS size as well, which I believe 230, and then the GS is 180. I'm not too sure if the toddler or kids yet as I am making this video, but stay tuned as we will be doing that very shortly as far as a fully in-depth review. But when it comes to the foams, yes, you can say it's like Jordans, where it's pretty typical Foamposite material, you feel me, and just swapped out into a different colorway. The materials usually stay the same. Usually is always like a black Nubuck or Durabuck featured on there with the mesh and the back all pretty much the same, but swapped out for a different color of the choice. Originally released in 1997 and is the signature, or was made, I believe it was originally made for Scottie Pippen, but then he didn't want it and then went to Penny Hardaway. It's a little bit of a tale behind that story. Eric Avar is actually who made this shoe, and Eric Avar has been well known to make a lot of the iconic Kobe's that we know about as well. So this is one of his designs, and was a shoe that was released in 1997, but pretty much has stayed on par with technology as far as being a well-crafted basketball shoe even till today. Like, the technology of the foam, you can see how expensive it is, but it still has maintained to be somewhat of like a current type of good quality material to utilize. Like, you see foam, that posit-like material even being used on some parts of shoes today. It's stayed above the ground, it stayed above water, it stayed current, even though it's something made over 2 decades ago now, going into 3. So with that said though, be on the lookout because this is an upcoming shoe and you guys are not going to want to miss out on it. We're going to do a full-on in-depth review on it again, find some storytelling about it, talk a little bit more about it. I think that this shoe will do pretty well. You know, who knows, foams, I would say like the Anthracites sold pretty well. The Red Metallics, I was able to get them at $180. The Eggplants, I think I paid full retail. Tekkens, of course, sold out. The Jin and the Kazuya. Royals did pretty phenomenal as well. There are a lot of the GS and smaller sizes that are sitting right now, but for the most part, the men's have pretty much moved. So a lot of these foams have been performing fairly well, and I'm gonna look and see like where are we currently at. Right now, this shoe for my size is $299, but like a size 9.5, $265. But I'm seeing around $290. I'm seeing as low as $265 up to $400 for a size 6.5. That is at least, you know, what people are wanting as far as that. But as last sales go, I'm looking at the last sales and I'm seeing $283. So it's about $50 above retail. With the additional fees, you'll be probably paying about $300. So keep that in mind as well. It's a good shoe overall, and I think it's gonna hold its weight, and I think it'll do fairly well for the most part. Let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. As always, I love y'all, I appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.